Hi everybody, Bonani. Welcome to my channel. Ntando Mdletshe, and on this channel sibuke ama-reality shows ethu ala Mzansi bese sizala sokhuluma ngawo lama shows. Siyaphinda ke futhi sikhulume ngama-celebrities kanye nama-YouTubers ethu ala Mzansi. I just want to talk a little bit more namhlanje ngomndeni MaCele, you guys. I don't know if you guys have noticed ukuthi throughout the seasons ama-friendships or ama-relationships between the wives have changed from season 1, season 2 up to season 6. There's always wives that are closer to each other than the others, and it changes every season, you guys. But one thing that I want to talk about, of course, we've got this friendship that fell apart between MaNgwabe and MaKhumalo. There's a lot of reasons that possibly could have caused them to not be able to remain as friends, and part of one of those reasons is the conflict that happened when Ubaba MaKhumalo was driving the kids to school and asking Anega MaNgwabe to open the gates, and that situation, it might be that, but there's also other things that happen in MaCele that they never tell us about. So it's possible that it's something that happened that we are aware of, but it's also possible that there's other things that have happened in their friendship that have caused a wedge, because they don't seem to be as close as they were when the show was introduced. Because in season 1, episode 1, what we were told is that these two were friends when they were both dating MaCele. So they were friends bengakashadi bobabili uMaKhumalo kanye noMaNgwabe. But we haven't seen much of that friendship after the show began, except for season 1. Nakhona, they didn't spend a lot of time together. We just heard about it, so they used to be friends. But one thing that happened last season, at the beginning of season 5, was that MaNgwabe and MaCele seem to have gotten close. Remember when they even went on that trip where it was just the wives? They went on a trip together, and they were playing that game, the messy game that the producers came up with. And one of the things that MaNgwabe had said, she feels like they're getting closer with MaCele. She would call her randomly, and they would just laugh about things. All of a sudden, they seem to be getting close at the beginning of the season. Up until mid-season, really, things fell apart towards the end of the season, which is when MaCele accused MaNgwabe of not responding when her kids MaCele were greeting her. The kids said that they greeted MaNgwabe. MaNgwabe did not respond. MaNgwabe said she will never do such, but obviously they were not communicating well at the time, so that caused a conflict. So by the end of season 5, there was that conflict, because obviously MaNgwabe was stubborn, because MaNgwabe was like, I never did such. So if somebody doesn't come to me and ask me what happened, I'm not going to approach them and explain myself when they haven't come and told me what the problem is. Lapho MaCele was angry and saying, listen, you can do anything to me, but if you do anything that affects my children, that is it. So at the end of season 5, that was what was going on with the friendship MaNgwabe and MaCele. I was so disappointed, because I liked seeing them being so close, MaNgwabe and MaCele. The same way that MaCele no MaKhumalo are close now. It seemed like that friendship was like that with MaNgwabe last season. Part of last season, it fell apart towards at the end. What we are seeing this season is MaCele getting even more closer to MaKhumalo this season. So MaCele and MaKhumalo are like best friends now. When you are looking at friendships between all of the wives, MaCele and MaKhumalo are the ones. Of course, MaCele did say last night's episode, would see they seem to have a lot of things in common, so they always have a lot to talk about. I did also feel that when they were doing the show, that it feels like they think they have a similar way of thinking. MaKhumalo, the person that will differ a little bit would be Umayeni, and I do feel like Umayeni has an independent mind. Even when it comes to all of the friendship, she doesn't mind not being friends with any of them. I always hit the microphone, guys, sorry, I know it sounds the sound is really bad when you hear it. Umayen is the only one that doesn't mind. It's like, listen, you, my sisters, I might like you, I might not like you, whatever. I don't really need to be close. Umayen is the only one that doesn't look like she feels the need to really become that close with any of the wives. She's okay with them, but an arm's length, she keeps arm's length relationships. And I think that's why she doesn't get into a lot of conflicts with people, because when you are not close enough to a person, it's not easy to have any conflicts with them. But when you are close, that's when fights can happen. So what we are seeing this season is MaKhumalo getting very close to MaCele. They seem to be best friends. She gave her that really nice present in last night's episode. It was really beautiful. She spoke at the wedding, you guys. But I wondered if also that is another thing that is affecting a friendship MaKhumalo and MaNgwabe. Almost like MaKhumalo getting closer to MaCele has prevented their friendship in getting close, because it's like MaNgwabe and MaCele, they were still working on their friendship. I do not know if they got to talk about the issue that happened last season where Ingane greeted her MaNgwabe and they thought she didn't respond. But what I know is that when this show began, it looked like her and MaCele didn't have an issue. Remember, we've seen MaNgwabe go to MaCele's house. Ingane's MaNgwabe, they go to school, they go to MaCele's house. She picks them up there. Ulwandle is the one that fetches the kids from school. And then MaNgwabe will come back from work, go to MaCele. They have talks there. We've seen her have a talk with MaNgwabe when MaNgwabe comes and picks the kids. It doesn't seem like there is an issue. But I do feel like since MaNgwabe and MaKhumalo are having that conflict, it's difficult for MaNgwabe to also maintain a friendship or a close relationship with MaCele, since MaCele is so close to MaKhumalo. So I wondered if that's an ongoing issue where it's very hard for them to maintain a same level of friendship with everybody as wives. Or it depends who is conflicting with who. And I do wonder if this friendship MaKhumalo no MaCele is just going to last this season, and then when next season comes, there's gonna be a conflict between MaCele and MaKhumalo, just like it has been with MaNgwabe, and then other people are going to be close, So I felt like in a way kungazukuthi part of the conflict between MaKhumalo kanye no MaNgwabe babanga MaCele in a sense, because it feels like they value having a relationship with MaCele as umamkhulu, especially MaKhumalo. I think she values it a lot. It's very important for her to have a good relationship with MaCele. I don't see that when it comes to Umayen. I really don't feel like MaKhumalo is that close to Umayen. They don't have an issue, but I don't feel like they are that close. But like I say, Umayen, it does seem like a person that keeps an arm's length relationship when it comes to the wife, which is what I would do really. If Sinendo Teyoda, like, we don't need to be the best friends, okay? But I do understand them making an effort. So my thing was, I feel like maybe even that contributes to that tension between MaKhumalo and Umayen. When you have when you are a friend group and there's three of you, but there's a common friend that both of you, and then the two of you are fighting, it always kube ngathi niyabanga that friend that the both of you get along with, the friend that has no problem with any of you, So I feel like it's that thing too. Maybe that contributes also to the continuous tension between MaNgwabe and MaKhumalo. When I say tension, you guys, it's unspoken tension, because as much as we can say there's tension, they never really confront each other, MaNgwabe and MaKhumalo, except for when they had that talk at the table about MaKhumalo. It ended there. That's it. So it always feels like there is an underlying tension, but they are talking to each other, they're laughing with each other, but they are definitely not friends, because we don't see any direct interaction with each other. We do see this as well, where MaNgwabe is coming late to a party Ngane, and she gets in, she's in a good mood, but people are not in a good mood because she's late. We don't know whether because they are not in a good mood because she is late, or vele ufika beyigcikekele nje abantu. It felt to me like they were taking sides, like sizomhlinela ke lo. because phela bona boyethu they are best friends. Umayeni was not in the mix at the time because she was sitting in the kitchen. Remember, she's just avoiding intombi zikaMpumelelo. So it felt like because they are best friends, they understood, even without speaking, they understood it's okay, this one we are giving her a cold shoulder today. Okay, and she even said, because I don't understand why, or they're in a bad mood, or it's because I'm late, or what's happening, but I just know that so I do wonder, you guys, akubangwa yini friendship kaMaCele low key. You know, it's like uMaCele phela ube umuntu wami yabo MaNgwabe is like phela uMaCele bekumngani wami manje wena usungithathela umngani wami seno bestie mina sengiphuma kanje namanje, you know, because they could call it attention, but as an adult it's difficult to explain it. Mane ingane vele it's easy to say hayi wena usangithanda, wena usumngani kabani, wena usanginaki, you know, ingane zenza kanjalo. But it's difficult sometimes to say hayi Tommy, no, it's not a problem, you guys can be friends, you guys can hang out ngingekho, it's okay, sisho kanjalo. But deep down you're feeling like but lo mngani lo ungithathela abangani. I have a friend like that too. I do have a friend. Like, I don't have a problem with introducing friends and they become best friends. But you know how weird it is? Like, you introduce friends and then you didn't know even that they're getting close. And then one day they are posting, you know, me and my friend. And you're like, they become friends. They left me. I feel like maybe MaNgwabe has that feeling. We could say, now you guys are bestie, doing shows together, leaving me out now. Kantipela, she was becoming friends with MaCele. I'm just wondering, you guys, just for fun, Jenna, and we're making a conversation. I do feel like it's a possibility that it increases the tension between MaNgwabe and MaKhumalo, because it's like, umthatheleni manje umngani wami. Anyway, I always let go of those friends, but I've been in those situations and I'm like, hey, bo, so, Dawane, Nini, I didn't know. I wasn't even invited. Friend gone. I let go. And I'm able to live without friends, guys. I'm that I can let go of friends and then they come back and I'm like, okay, and then they look good. But that has happened to me a number of times with the same person. I meet a friend, they meet my friend, and then the next thing, hey, I met whoever's house. How are you at whoever's house now? That's why I say I am MaNgwabe. Anyway, you guys, I just do wonder if that has an impact at all. But I also just wonder if MaCele no MaNgwabe did have a conversation about that issue yabantwana that had greeted her last season, and she said she didn't say. They said she didn't respond, but she said she did respond. Or they did what Umayeni said the other episode, because sometimes izinto kaMaCele zilunga ngendlela, you know, sometimes we just have to ignore the issue, it will fix itself if they did that. Because sometimes when you do that, when you ignore the issue and let it fix itself, it doesn't really fix itself. And in the relationship there is always an underlying issue, and that causes ilokozana tension. Okay, but it's really nice, you guys, to see that this season we haven't really, except for MaKhumalo and MaNgwabe having that confrontation about MaKhumalo, we haven't really seen fights. Amakhosikazi, we haven't really seen tension like that. I'm still wondering if they're going to have a similar trip that they had last season, where just the wives go away, or this is just not going to happen this season. I'm not really going to miss it, because I feel like when they do those trips, they do the same things all the time, unless they go somewhere that where they're going to do activities that we haven't seen them do before. Maybe it would be interesting if they do that. Anyway, you guys, that's all that I want to talk about today. Tell me what you think about this issue in the comment section. Do you think MaKhumalo no MaNgwabe babanga MaCele somehow? Or I'm just overreading things here, you guys. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching this video. Please like it before Mpumegiyona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Ntando kakhulu.